بودكاست جامعة لوسيل.
Hi Kenzo, how are you?
Hi Abdallah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's your day going?
Good, thank you.
Pretty good.
Sure.
Okay, so is it Kenzo or Menzo? Because I'm getting confused actually, Yani.
All right, it's not a you problem. Generally, everyone confuses my names. My names are Mانزي Rutajengwa Kenzo. Rutajengwa being my dad's name and Mánzي Kenzo being my names. So where I come from, we do not really follow the Arabic style of naming where you'll be Abdallah, then your dad's name and your grandma.
So you have different Yani type.
Yes. For example, some people might be called Mánzي Kenzo and they don't have anything with the dad's name to carry on along.
Nice. Okay, so I actually noticed that you actually wear a unique shirt. Can you tell me about it?
Okay. This is a random custom-made shirt by local tailors. It's a promotion by the government to improve the textile industry and other industries in the economy of Rwanda, to sell out Rwanda as a country to the international and markets so that it can compete elsewhere just as other brands compete. So it is a Rwandan shirt, and definitely if you come to Rwanda, I'd be glad to get you something like this.
I don't think so, Yani. I may need Yani 3 of it.
No, my tailors are just the best. Just come to Rwanda, that's all.
I will, don't worry. So, Kenzo, tell me about yourself.
All right. My name is Kenzo, just like I said. I come from Rwanda, a country full of history and probably the best country at the moment in Africa. So proud to be called the Rwandan. And, it goes back to how I grew up. I grew up in Rwanda, where I did most of my life, school life. I have been studying for the past 18 years. And honestly, my experience so far till now is I've grown the passion and through the directives of my parents. So it is very keen to me. Family is something big. And I am a person that is really, really very ambitious. Not like, I do not like to fit the gap of people who cannot do something. I'm that person who wants to do everything. So generally, I'm a person who is very fun-oriented, who is, if it's time for school, it's time for school. If it's time to do something else, it's time to do something else. So I am high on priorities, on the things I want as a person, of how I want to grow as a person.
I see. Okay, so I know you are a smart guy because I have worked with you. Yani.
Mashallah.
Yeah, mashallah. How was your first day here in Qatar?
All right. Before going through my first day in Qatar, I would love to point out that, I graduated from high school in 2019. Throughout the period, I came to Qatar in 2021. So throughout the 2-year gaps, a lot happened in my life.
So it was a gap, yani. There is a really 2 years gap.
Yes, there is the COVID and,
the problem.
But so thinking about Qatar, I would love to take you through my life as a student. Upon graduation, what did I do? So I applied to almost everywhere in the world. My first application went to China, Alibaba Business School, like Alibaba. So I was supposed to do something digital business, digital something.
Something unique.
Yeah, something
different.
That was currently trending. Yeah. Then upon application, COVID came. So the tight restrictions on, it just got tight and, lost communication. I later applied to Italy. Italy also had a huge number in COVID cases. And my mom was like, you're actually not going to Italy because, you want to be with your friends. That was not a lie. And then later on, I applied to UAE. I applied to Canada. And, when it comes to Canada, Canada was something special because I do have a twin brother.
You have a twin?
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
And
do you know that I have triples here in our
triplets?
University? Yeah, triples.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Mashallah also.
So yeah, when it comes to Canada, I had the option to live and study with my twin brother, and it would create that sense of closure. But it came down to last point, what do I choose? What do I want for myself? I wanted something unique. I did not want to follow the line everyone was following. Going to study in a country that is well known. Because when I was doing my research, Qatar was a country that seeks to become the best. I come from a country that wants to become the best, not just on the African continent, but worldwide. We want to compete with the international market. So my passion to come to Qatar is really, really driven on the aspects I've grown in, the values that I hold as a Rwandan student and a Rwandan citizen myself. So it's more of choosing what did I want to become. And my choice came down to Qatar. Plus, it was a scholarship. So
it's a free...
It's a free ride, yeah.
Okay,
and you asked, the question was, how was my experience coming to Qatar? So my first day in Qatar, Hamad International Airport. You get out of the airport, pew. What's that? The humidity was just, I was like, you know what? I could just go back. Probably I would catch the next flight before it actually took off. So it was the climate was just different. Very, very different. Rwanda is very cozy all year long. I seriously invite you to join us sometime soon. And, just that was, I was like, you know what? You look behind.
The shock.
Yeah, you look behind and all you see is no one that looks like your family.
So it was a culture shock, yeah.
A culture shock.
Yeah.
So you look at, I'm used to looking behind. My mom is telling me, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. She was no longer there. So it was realizing that I'm actually a big boy, I'm a man, not a big boy. So it was realizing that I've grown to become a person that has to take their own decisions, the good ones and the bad ones. But at the end of the day, I have to keep going on strong because, today is a challenge and tomorrow is a testimony of how great things would turn out. So living in Qatar, my first day was, amazing. Like no one experiences, people do experience so many things, and my emotions till the first probably weeks, at some point I used to sit and cry. I was like, I miss my family. Then I told myself, this is an opportunity. These opportunities come once in a lifetime. So it's, how do I decide to use the opportunity? How do I decide to go about life? Do I sit in my room and cry, or do I wake up, do what I'm supposed to do, make the best out of what I have, and keep on to the next challenge. Yeah.
Inshallah.
So it's amazing throughout.
Okay. So tell me more about your first day in Losel University, because I'm pretty curious.
All right. First day in Losel University. There's the first experience in Losel University and the first day in Losel University. So I came to Losel University for a tour. I called Muhyiddin, he currently works at the university. I was like, I need to see the university so that I understand where my classes will be and, just go and look around. So you enter, they're like, there's this entrance, there's that entrance. They're like, yeah. Then they're like classes on A or B. So when you have a class, you need to check, is it on B or is it on A? So you're like, yes. So it
Were
was...
you in a group or alone?
Something that is actually very interesting. I was the very first international student to come.
Wallah?
Under the Qatar scholarship.
Inshallah.
I believe I was the first because, And, staying on the floor alone, waking up to no one.
The only guy in the desert.
Yeah. And it did, it impacts you eventually. So back to my first day, looked around. Then when I came for my first day in school, for my first day in class, it was more of, now living the life, coming to our class. My first class was an English class, I believe. So you sit in class, everyone wearing thobe. I'm like,
you're the only guy who looks weird.
I'm like, do they give these ones out and I haven't got mine? So it was just funny at some point. Then I was like, everyone drives. Because it was like, how does everyone drive? Like Land Cruisers. Like Land Cruiser.
It's pretty common here, actually.
I was like, this is amazing. I told my mom, I need a car. Like, I feel like, how do I take, the bus? How do I have to do this? But, that's part of life. You enjoy and, it's a gift from God, and so super grateful for what everyone has. And I went down. There was one of my friends, his name is Eric. He worked at the university with the security department. So all my time, you would find me with Eric. So the day I came, we went to the auditorium. So he was like, I was like, one day I want to graduate. So he took a video of me practicing my graduation speech. Inshallah. So, it looked amazing. So from time to time we talk. He's no longer at the university, but from time to time, and the experience of, having someone to go to when everyone was speaking Arabic, that was a huge challenge, which it still is. But I get to live through it every day.
But still, there is some challenges that faced you when you entered the Lousel University. Can you tell us some of it?
The biggest challenge has always been not being able to communicate well. Okay, I speak English, so when it comes to speaking to someone who does not really speak English that well, it's just challenging. They want to speak in Arabic, I can't help, and that is the hugest struggle for me as a student, and for me as with my colleagues when it comes to building friendships. But it's not really a big thing. I've got accustomed to how things work, and from the way you speak, I can pick some words. Like I can tell that he's happy today, and tomorrow he's not happy. Yeah, it happens a lot with one of my bosses, Mr. Abdallah. Some days he's happy, some days he's mad. So you just never know. You just need to look and like he's probably had a rough morning.
Some Arabic word, yeah?
Definitely, I do. Definitely, you should quiz me. Actually,
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So what does maktaba means?
Maktaba, library.
Oh yeah.
Library.
And what about kitab?
Kitab is a book.
Yeah.
Abdallah, give me something big.
I can't think. And then what about Shakhbarak?
Shikbarik.
Yeah.
How are you?
How do you know it? It's a common language.
No. Like these are phrases, and actually I've learned that they vary from where you are. Like when it comes to how the Egyptians, the Sudanese, how they'll greet is different from the Qatar, Saudi.
So you're getting used to it.
Yeah, you get used to different dialects, and I have friends that speak Arabic, so they try to push me to learn Arabic. Now I can write bata.
No. So you know the alphabet, the basics.
I'm trying to
study.
I'm trying to put in time.
Okay, so could you tell me what are the advices, or what are the common advices that you want to share with the fresh students that are gonna join our university?
So when it comes down to deciding that you want to come to Lousel, honestly, I feel like the first thing is, do you really want, what is driving you to apply? Like, this is an option that not so many people get. As an international student, I've realized that, there's huge experiences that you're going to face, and it's up to you to decide, is this the life I want to do? Because, when you submit your application, that is just the first step. Then there is the step of coming to Lousel, living through the community, maintaining the standard they have set.
So there is no going back.
There is no going back.
Yeah.
Unless the only way you're quitting is if you fail to maintain the standard. Yeah. And that's failing yourself. And I believe many of my colleagues do not want to fail themselves, because this is an opportunity to become better and make other people better. So my advice is, decide on what you want, make your choices. Like, this is a no pressure goes on. You decide, this is what I want. I want to study. And why do I want to study? After studying, what do I do? So those are the questions you're able to answer before deciding, I want to actually be part of Lousel University. Because it's going to push you if you want to be pushed. If you want to relax, you'll be relaxed. But I don't want to relax. I want to be pushed to be to being the best out here.
So Kenzwa, could you tell us more about your good experience in Lousel University?
Actually, I would love to take you through my experience as a student. Something that I find valuable and worth telling the story of is me as Kenzwa. There are things I would not have done if it was not because of the environment I was in. So Lousel University has given me the door to push myself to being the best. Okay, when it comes to things small as event planning, there is a competition, you'll see me, I'll sit down, put down the ideas, send them. Probably whoever reads them might not even get what I'm writing, but it feels like it's a way to express the skills and the knowledge I'm getting besides being in a classroom student. And, it's very rare to get people that support you. And that is something I thank Mr. Abdallah for believing in me. Like, my student experience equals to Mr. Abdallah. Like, it goes like this. So, yeah, he helps me to push myself. We fight a lot, but it's not fighting because we do not like each other. It's fighting to become better than I am today. So it's something, yes. My experience goes beyond classrooms, goes beyond what happened in Lousel, because I'm only in Lousel 4 days a week, then 3 hours a day. So beyond that, there is a different Kenzoo that appreciates a lot.
So you have a good experience till now?
Yeah, my experience has been amazing. I've been part of the FIFA World Cup. I've been part of the Asian Cup. I've been part of so many things I don't even remember. I need to go back to my CV. I'm like, I even did this. I'm like, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how far we come and how far we're going.
Actually, I do want to thank you very much for being here actually and doing the interview right now. Thank you very much, Mánzī.
It's always a pleasure. And today is just a start, and there's a lot to come in front of us, and I wish you the best too. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.